Okay, good morning. So for the class today, we continue for the others operator for the vector field. This is how we can determine for the divergence and curve. So before we proceed for this operator, so let we know what is a definition of the divergence and curve. What you understand by divergence and what is the curve. Okay, this one we already. So let's say we have the function. Okay, let's have the function. The vector field is term. So this one depend. We speak of the all these component as a. We name it as a M and P. Okay, M and P. Okay, so for the component we name it as S and P. For the divergence, this means the delta. So you already know delta. Delta represent for partial. Partial with respect to the x, partial respect to the y, partial respect to the z. Depend on the type. So dot. This means multiply with the vector field. For the curve, cross product. Okay, cross product. So you need to cross I, J, K. So you A1, B1, A2, B2, A3, B. So this one we already learned for the previous topic. So what is the divergence? So what is the divergence? Okay. So divergence and curve. So this one, both. Okay, both this. So this one represent for the characteristic. Okay, characteristic of the flow behavior attitude, the mechanism, the movement of the flow. Okay, on the vector field in the small neighborhood around there at the given point. Okay, let's say, so let's say that at the given point. So this one, let's say you have this point. Okay, so how the divergence is look like? Okay, let's say you have the certain vector field. Okay, so this divergence is the measurement of the how much fluid or flow enter the neighborhood point. So let's say this one the neighborhood point P. So if the vector field, this one leave, the leave from the neighborhood. Okay, the leave from the neighborhood point. So leave from the P. Okay, so this one the blue is the leave point, and at a certain vector, okay, at a certain vector they enter. Okay, ada certain vectors enter and ada certain vector leave from that point. Okay, from here you can identify. Okay, so if the more vector leave then enter, this one we call as the divergence. Okay, divergence. This one we call as the divergence. Okay, this means the divergence, okay, equal this one the formula F is the larger than 0. The value larger than 0, that means the flow, the movement, the behavior of the flow ataupun vector is the term of the divergence. Okay, meluar. Okay, divergence. Okay, so if the at this point, okay, at this point, so let's say at this point, okay, P point. So when you analysis the vector field, okay, the vector, so you found that the leave, okay, leave, but for the enter is more than leave. Okay, the vector for, okay, so many of the vector enter to the neighborhood point. So this one more enter than leave. Okay, so what that means all the vector gathering on that point, So this one that means divergence less than 0. Okay, less than 0. If the equal, so enter and leave equal, that means divergence F equal to 0. So this one we call as the incompressed. Okay, incompressed. This one we call if divergence more than 0, divergence. If the less than 0, that means gathering, all the vector gathering on point P. Okay, so this is the mechanism lah. What is the we call as the divergence. Okay, meanwhile for the curve, okay, curve kalau you know curve hair and so on, curve that means in this term curve is the measurement of the rotation of the vector field. Okay, vector. So we call as the rotation of the vector field. Let's say, example, macam spin lah, pedal spin. So macam pedal spin. So let's say at this point, contoh at this point. Okay, contoh at this point. For example, at this point. So when the vector field have the enter and out, so automatically at this point they have the rotation. They the rotation here. So this one rotation we call as the curve. Jenis apa rotation? When they enter and out, so here they have the rotation. Let's say macam you look at this sink when you open water in the tap. So when you open the water tap, when the water fill out to the sink key, okay, the sink, and then you open this outlet point, so you can see the water ada macam this one we call as the curl. Okay, you look at the sink point, okay, sink point, outlet point, so you can find that they have the rotation of the water. Okay, ada pusaran air. Okay, we call as the pusaran air. So pusaran, this one we call as the curl. Okay, the curl. Okay, so the curl is when we compute and measure how many rotation of this one at a certain minute, second, and so on. Depend at that time. Okay. So for the curl, if the value positive, curl F larger than 0. Okay. So this means the rotation counter clockwise. Okay, maksudnya dia lawan arah jam lah. Kalau curl you measure curl, so the rotation dia ke sana, lawan arah jam. Okay. If the less than 0 ataupun negative value, that means the rotation is the clockwise ikut jam. Dia pusing di sini lah. Okay. If they equal 0, that means no rotation lah. Air just masuk, dia tak ada rotation. No rotation. So this one we call as the no rotation ataupun irrotational. Okay. So the formula. Okay, this one does definition. At least you know lah what you calculate in this topic. So divergence represent for the vector field direction, behavior of the vector field at a certain point. Okay, and the curl represent for the rotation. Okay, rotation after the vector field instead of outside in enter or leaving for on that point. So we can see the rotation in the vector field, either the rotation in the clockwise or counter clockwise. Okay, so this is definition. What is divergence and what is the curl? I hope you understand the first thing, this definition. So tak adalah you blindly, okay, just you kira je, you measure, you calculate, or but you don't understand what is the divergence and what is the curl. Okay, so this one represent for the divergence, the formula divergence equal F. So how we can found for the divergence F is the formula. So let's say you have the vector field in system and I and J and PK. So this one del, that means the partial lah, partial. Okay, so partial. So you partial M. Okay, partial M respect to the F. Okay, I. Okay, so and then partial N because J represent for the Y. Okay, partial P respect to the Z. So this is the calculation or formula for the divergence F. So dot so dot here. So no I J K. So because this one operated for the dot. Okay, dot product. Okay, so tak ada IJK dengan tak ada IJK because delta. So delta kita belajar previously. So delta represent for partial X I plus partial YJ partial Z K. So the dot kan dengan this one, dot dengan Fx, dot dengan function vector field. So and I plus and J plus P K. So when the dot, you need to multiply both I with I, J with J, K with K. Okay, so when you multiply you dapat here. Okay, so dapatlah partial M partial X. So plus you multiply dot dia, you dapat this one you dapat here multiply. So you get this answer without IJK because the dot product. So dot product no more IJK. So what about the curl F? So curl F is the delta cross product. Bila ada cross, that means you need to solve using the matrix lah, matrix. Okay, so curl F equal, so you can create the matrix. Ni kita dah discuss dulu. I J K. So delta represent here. This one delta represent here. Okay, delta represent here and F represent here. Okay, but this one in the term of the cost. So for the cost, for the delta I dia delta lah, partial delta X, partial delta Y, partial delta Z. So F dia adalah M and P. So macam biasa, tutup I dapat J kali J kali K. Itulah. Okay, so you tutup I, you close, you hidden for the I, and then you can get partial P, partial Y. Okay, tutup ni. So this one tolak this one. Okay, partial N, partial Z. Okay, tolak partial P, partial Y. Okay, ni kali ni kali tolak ni. So ni ada I, so dia ada I. Okay, and then ditolak, tutup J. So partial Z, partial M respect to Z, tolak partial P respect to the X, partial P respect to the X. Okay, terbalik. Tutup ni, itulah Z tolak X. Okay, Z tolak X. Terbalik, sorry terbalik. So that's mean partial P, partial Y, tolak partial N, partial Z. Okay, I, so you tutup I, you close for the I, you close ni, kali ni, tolak ni. So you tutup hidden for the J, kali ni tolak ni. Okay, so tolak kali ni delta P delta X kali dengan tolak dengan delta N delta Z. So this one for J. Okay. Okay, last one baru lagi plus tutup K. So delta N partial X tolak partial N partial Y, settle. So this one for the curl ke F. So jawapan dia still have I, K, K. So for the divergent, so no more I, K, but for the curl they have the I, K, K. Okay, that's why. That's way. Okay, only this. So you can solve for the you can find the curl and divergent. Okay, let's say we have the certain example. Okay, this example, find divergent and curl F for vector field, given the vector field f x y z, okay, equal x y I plus x z j plus x y z square k. Okay, so given this for the vector field x y I x z j x y z square k. So they given at the point, and then they ask for the at the point negative 1 2 1. So the point ni yang saya explain previously at the point, certain point. So at the P, contoh at the P point, so where is the divergent, either the divergent or either at this point they happen the divergent or gathering at the point or incompress. Okay, itu mana, so larger than 0, less than 0, or equal to 0. And then for the curl at this point, so we need to look what happened to the rotation, either in the counterclockwise, the rotation clockwise, or no rotation, rotation. So this is the behavior can you find when you determine for the divergent and curl of the vector field. Okay, so we solve for this one. So given here, so at this point 1 negative 1 2 and 1. Okay, 1 and 1. So divergent F, so you know the divergent F equal delta dot F. So you identify all the M and P, so you know this one, the N and P. So yang ni dia SY, Z, SY square. This one represent for the N and P. And then you partial, this one partial respect to the X. So partial respect to the X, SY. So you plus partial respect to the Y. So N dia apa? XZ. Okay, and then partial respect to the Z. So what is the P? Is the x, y, z square. So for the divergent dot, no more I, K. So this one represent for the M, this one represent for the N, this one represent for the P. So here you look here, so M partial respect to the X. So differentiate, so you dah tinggal adalah Y. Partial respect to the Y, ada tak? Tak ada, dia jadi kosong. No X, no Y here, so dia jadi kosong. So this one, so Z. This one represent for the Z, so dia dapat 2 X, Y, Z. So macam sebelum ni lah, partial derivative So this one dia become as the constant. Kalau Z kuasa 2 tambah X, Y, let's say this. So partial respect to the X, so dia akan jadi 2Z saja. So this one akan jadi 0. So hati-hatilah, tengoklah, look the question properly, either in the products or in the term of the plus minus operator. Okay, operation. Okay, just example. Okay, so you dah settle, and then dia kata divergent at the point negative 2, negative 4. So divergent F at the point negative 1, 2 and 1. So you substitute lah, substitute value. So Y is the 2, okay, plus 2x is the negative 1, y is the 2, z is the 1. So your answer is the negative 4 tolak 2, so negative 2. So the answer is negative 2. So negative 2, that means the divergent, the gathering at that point. The gathering at that point, that means the vector enter is the more than vector leave. Okay, so this is the represent, the value represent, that means at this point the vector will be gathering on that point. Okay, so we solve for the curl F. This curl F, let's kali lain. So ni salah satu, salah dua, dia nak curl F. Okay, so curl F kita tahu lah, curl F sama dengan delta cos F. So you kena buat I, J, K. So this one partial X, this one partial Y, this one partial Z. So N dia XY, and the XZ, P is a XY Z square. So you solve, close this one. So partial dy, okay, x, y, z square minus partial z x, z. Okay, this one I, so minus, so J tutup J, so partial X, XY, Z square, so tutup ni, tolak dengan partial Z, XY, so this one adalah J, and then you plus untuk K, so partial X, Z, okay, minus partial Y, XY, okay, this one adalah K. So you selesaikan and then you get the answer. So kalau dah, if you familiar with this operation, so you directly can be congak ya, you can congak and then you can get the answer. So from here, respect to the Y, so you akan dapat, okay, so you dapat semua respect to Y, saya letak sini plus sikit. So respect to Y you akan dapat 2, Y1, so dapat X, Z kuasa 2, tolak respect to Z you dapat X. Okay, this one for the I. Okay, minus for the J, kita tengok sini respect to the X, so dapat YZ kuasa 2, YZ kuasa 2, tolak respect to the Z, ada Z sini tak? Kosong dari X dengan Y saja, no Z here, so tolak kosong, semua dapat J, and then plus respect to the X dapat Z, respect to the Y you dapat X. So this one, okay, and then for the curl F, so you get the end point, curl F at the point negative 1, 2, 1, so you just substitute lah, substitute the value X negative 1, Y negative 2, Z 1, okay, so and finally you can get ni Z 11, 110, kosong, so negative Y2, Z1, negative 2J, okay, plus Z1, X1, 1, negative 1, tolak negative 1, 2, tambah J2, okay, so this is the answer for the curl F. Okay, so saya bagilah beberapa latihan and then you can solve for the divergent and convergent. Okay, so saya akan bagi selepasnya dalam bentuk